Hello, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today is my April wrap up and this is gonna be quick because I have not read that many books in April, unfortunately. I am really hoping to be able to start reading books soon once I'm finished with work. I cannot wait for those summer months. I can't wait to knock out a bunch of books. I am so excited. Okay, if you haven't seen my announcement other places, I actually released a summer bookish shirt. I will pop up the picture right here. If you're interested in getting it, I will put the link down below so you guys can grab one. I'm very excited and proud of it. I think it is so cute and I cannot wait to wear it this summer. If you are buying one of the shirts, thank you for your support. That really helps with supporting my channel and everything that I want to do. Without further ado, let's get into the wrap up. Okay, so number one, I had a problem with DNFing books this month. I tried reading The Drowning Kind by Jennifer McMahon and I ended up DNFing that 50-ish% of the way through, I think. I'm actually gonna have a whole video at the end of the year about all the books that I DNF'd and like why I DNF'd them, if I'm gonna pick them back up again, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time with that on here now. And then the other book that I DNF'd was The Lost Village by Camilla Sten. This one, I just, as soon as I started reading it, like 10 pages in, I was like, there is no way that I'm going to be able to finish this book. And I tried listening to it on audio, literally could not get into the story. It was very boring for me. So DNF'd that one as well. For books that I did finish, okay, so I read The Perfect Marriage by Jeneva Rose. I actually have a whole reading vlog for that because it was for my Reading Recs Sent by You series. My friend Taylor had sent me a video that said, hey, like I think that you should read this book. I think you would really like it. And I did end up really liking it. So in that video, I was like contemplating between a like 4-star, 5-star because it was a really good book. I do think though that it would be very easy to forget what it's about. So I kept switching like my rating and I think I'm going to just land on like a 4.5 for that one. It's like when you're reading it, the story is as good as a 5-star story, but I really think that it's going to be something that I don't remember the whole gist of it later on. So this is about a defense attorney and her husband is having an affair with this other woman. That other woman gets murdered and obviously that husband that's cheating is the primed suspect in all of this. Now the weird thing though is that the wife, like the defense attorney wife, is like, oh yeah, I'm going to totally defend him. And it's like, why would you defend him? Like he literally cheated on you. So really great story. Loved the ending. I thought the ending was done really, really well. So definitely pick that one up. It's kind of like a legal thriller, but it doesn't really have those like super legal like feels to it, so I think that you would like this one. Okay, then when I went to go visit my sister had her baby and I have a whole like reading vlog and lots of baby footage for that, so if you haven't seen it, I'll put it right here. But while I was there, I was listening to A Child Called It because it's very short. So I actually listened to the first book and the second book, so A Child Called It and The Lost Boy. Both of those are very good. I'm rating them both 4 stars. I don't think I'm going to read the third book though because I'm just a little like, I don't know, I'm not really a series person. I just get burnt out on series like super fast and I'm like, okay, I'm done with that story. But the story is very, very heartbreaking. It's actually a true story from one of the worst like child abuse cases in California. And I literally could not believe that like a lot of the things that were happening in this book were happening. It is super, super dark. And I mean, literally this mom makes her child do awful things like eat poop, okay? Eat poop, you heard me. Like she literally makes her child do this as like torture and punishment. It is absolutely ridiculous. So make sure, if you haven't read it yet, I know a lot of people did read it or they read it like in middle school or high school or whatever. But if you haven't read it yet, please be sure that you are like mentally prepared to go into something like that. Then I read The Perfect Daughter by DJ Palmer. This is a new release. It just came out just this past month. And this one was pretty good. It's about multiple personality disorder or DID, which is dissociative identity disorder. And so there are true stories about this. This one is not a true story, but I'm super intrigued by this and I do want to read like some true stories if I can. If you've watched the movie Split, it has the same type of themes. So if you did like that movie, you would probably like this book. Now, the reason it didn't get a 5-star for me is because I felt like it was a little too like long and repetitive. If it would have been cut down, it would have been a lot better in my opinion. And there definitely is like legal thriller vibes in it, courtroom vibes. So if you like that type of thing, you also should read this book. Essentially, this is about this girl named Penny who we find out right away that like she had been adopted when she was very young, and it turns out that her birth mother was murdered and she was there as the prime suspect with like blood all over her and everything, but she has no memory of doing it. She's like, no, I definitely didn't do that. But like she has different alters, so other people think that her other alters might have committed that crime, and you get to meet some of these different alters like throughout the book. But it's very interesting. DJ Palmer is a pretty good thriller author. Like I really loved Saving Megan, so if you're interested in that type of like theme, then you should definitely pick it up. Okay, I do want to say that I'm still currently reading Monday's Not Coming. I started this in April and I just never got to finish getting through it, which doesn't mean it's a bad book. I'm actually really liking it. It's just I'll tell you in a second, but my reading kind of took a turn, and so I stopped reading like fiction books and I was reading a lot of like informational type books. So Monday's Not Coming, I think I'm about 15% through, but it is very good and I'm definitely going to be trying to finish it in May. But what happened to my reading is I actually got information about our fertility. We did a bunch of fertility testing and stuff like that, and I found out that my husband has like low sperm count, which I actually kind of knew from a fertility test we did like 2 years ago. But we went to a new like specialist, it's a fertility clinic, and they sat down with us and gave us like our percentages and what we're going to be doing. So we're actually going to be doing IUI next month. I'm pretty open about this whole thing, so if you didn't know about any of this, I actually have a bunch of like videos on my main channel that I can talk about right here. But anyway, I am such a research person and I am such a go-getter that if you give me a problem, I'm going to do as much as I can to fix that problem. And so what I've been doing is actually researching ways to boost fertility. And so I actually got a bunch of books from the library, and I've been like nonstop reading like baby books and pregnancy books and how to eat and all this kind of stuff. I actually read Awakening Fertility. This is a traditional Chinese medicine book, and a lot of it is very like spiritual based. There are food-based stuff in it, but the recipes just weren't my favorite because they had a lot of like weird ingredients that I don't think I would be able to find where I'm at. And so this book I think I'm gonna give like 3 stars. I really liked her ideas of obviously like food and nourishment helps with getting pregnant, and then also even after pregnancy with healing and stuff like that. And then I read a book called Beautiful Babies, and this one, oh my gosh, 5 stars, totally recommend it. So this one has mostly of like before you're getting pregnant, how to get your body ready for pregnancy, but then it does have some like during pregnancy, and then also like after pregnancy, like baby's first foods. Now this one is based off of like Weston A. Price. He was a dentist and he went around and studied a bunch of different cultures and how like what they ate in order to like not get cavities, to keep their teeth well, to have optimal fertility, and all of this kind of stuff. So the Weston A. Price Foundation actually believes in a lot of like ancestral diet things. So like sourdough bread, fermented foods, bone broth, liver, organ meats, all of that kind of stuff. So a lot of the books that I'm reading actually are saying that if you eat this way, it can really boost your fertility counts, because a lot of those foods are super nutritious. And I'm not gonna make this into a diet thing. Like if you are a vegan or whatever you are, that's fine. You don't have to come at me in the comments. I'm just telling you guys what I've read and what I am going to be trying out. So Beautiful Babies was amazing because she explains like everything that you should be eating and what you should be doing and all of the things that could make your fertility like skyrocket. And so for instance, specifically since I'm looking at sperm quality, a lot of the foods that Alvin needs to be eating are like oysters and sardines and liver and stuff like that that has all of those vitamins in it. So essentially that book was amazing. Really loved it. And then people recommended for me to get Real Food Pregnancy, and I'm actually still currently reading this one because it's actually a pretty hefty book. So I'm about, I don't even know, like a quarter of the way through this one, but this one is also based on real food, Weston A. Price, you know, ancestral type of diet, and I'm really liking this one as well. And then I do have other ones that I want to be reading. I picked them up at my library, but I just haven't gotten to them yet, and so hopefully I can talk about those in May. But I think I'm gonna do a whole like fertility book recommendations, but I might do it over on my main channel since a lot of people are following me over there because of my infertility journey and stuff. But if you're interested and you think that you want to see that on this channel, or you don't follow me over on that channel, like let me know and maybe I can put it on both, or just go over there and subscribe to me over there. Okay, that's it, you guys. See, I told you it was like really fast, really quick. Those are all the books that I read or I'm currently reading, or all the books I DNF'd. I had a very different reading month, but I will see you guys very soon in another video. Bye everyone.